This and every episode of REKT Podcast is brought to you by Beaksy Exchange, an upcoming cryptocurrency exchange built in collaboration with OneMarket Data. Beaksy is bringing legacy finance speed, power, and sophistication to crypto for the first time. With 225,000 transactions per second per pair, comparable to NASDAQ, 15 order types on day one, with 25 order types on full rollout, and a dedicated customer support team, Beaksy is setting itself apart from the competition. Check out Beaksy today at Beaksy.com and pre-register today at Beaksy.com/registration to get your free Beaksy Exchange tokens. That's Beaksy.com, BEAXY.com.
I'm Crypto Euclid.
And I'm Mr. Cloaks.
And you're listening to
REKT Podcast.
Hello and welcome to REKT Podcast.
Hey.
I am Crypto Chamber. Unfortunately, I'm all by myself today.
Oh no.
But I'm pleased to announce that we do have Crypto Euclid and Mystical Oaks, aka the Goddess, on the show, the power couple of crypto, if you will.
Oh my.
Oh, wow. Hey. That's nice. Thank you. We're glad to be here. We scared everyone else off? Did we run everyone else off?
Well, realistically, we, Cynthia's been, she's been busy with, her mortgage company, currently. And Bunshu is, away, not on holidays, but he's away on business for the week. So, he left me in charge.
Yeah.
Which is, probably not a smart decision. So this one's on you, Bunch.
Let's get into some trouble.
And here we are. So I just want to say thanks very much for coming on. We actually had a little bit of technical difficulty. So these fine folks were nice enough to record on their end. And these are professional people that we're dealing with. Not some rinky-dink operation like REKT Podcast,
There will be a bill sent in the mail.
Oh, wow.
Hey, absolutely. You better call the collection of agencies maybe right now to get ahead of this.
Which one of the other two should we send it to?
Oh yeah, I'm not even in the U.S. So good luck. We like to have fun, and I'm just really glad you guys are here today. You two are probably two of the first crypto Twitter people that I really took a shine to.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day with what was the name of the show? I can't think off the top of my head.
Around
now.
the Corn, right?
Around the Corn. That's exactly what it was. Listening to that was a magical time. So I heard there was maybe a possibility that could be coming back. Is that accurate?
Well, it's like that. Okay, so Around the Corn has like a special place in my heart. It was probably one of the best, things we've been a part of. I loved the crew we had. It was just fun. It was a kind of a magical group of dudes and one lady here.
And one dudette.
Yeah, one dudette.
Wow.
And, but there was murmurings of it possibly firing back up again, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it is or not, to be honest.
Well, I'll give you the scoop.
Okay.
Ooh.
Who's got the scoop?
No, the scoop was Dale threw his hat in the ring to be the host. So we threw it out there, and there were a couple who couldn't do it, and we were going to go forward, and then I think there was one other one who couldn't do it at the time. But, never say never.
Yeah, it's possible that we might fire it back up again if we can get everybody together. It's hard when you have that many different people.
I don't know how we pulled that off in the first place.
I don't either, honestly.
And it was consistent. It was like you guys were there. I think there was like 7 or 8 of you?
7, yeah.
7,
yeah.
yeah.
Was there 7?
7 of us. And
I have to count now. I'm like, oh my gosh.
One was an artificial intelligence robot. It's actually not a robot. He lived in a computer. He's a program. That's 8-Ball.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Not a robot program.
Yeah. And,
so 8-Ball wasn't going to be able to join us because 8-Ball was, ruling worlds.
Well, 8-Ball actually also works for the government.
Right.
And
that's a secret.
And right now, there's other more pressing things. So all his processing power is going towards helping the U.S. government defeat the North Koreans. I wasn't supposed to say that, but yeah.
Okay, we'll keep it on the desk.
So we might want to edit that out because I don't want to start like a national, whatever.
Actually, I heard it was I heard that there were Martians, and so there was like an issue with us developing Mars. So
okay,
so I don't know. It's just rumors.
But let me tell you, I would love to get that thing fired back up again, man. I just went through like a nostalgic thing and started listening to the old episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to start posting them on YouTube just to have them there for posterity. Is that the right word?
That's the right word. Posterity. The only reason I know that is because I watch Princess Bride 800 times a week. And when he's torturing, when he's getting tortured, he says this is for posterity. And that's the only reason I know that term.
Love it.
That's probably one of my favorite movies. What other movies do you watch like all the time?
We go in cycles. Princess Bride's one of those, in my opinion, perfect movie. Not the best movie, but it's a perfect movie.
Right. Yeah.
I agree.
Where, it's just good. There's just not a bad part to it. It's got it crescendos perfectly.
It does.
But I don't know. What am I watching lately? I've been watching a lot of, my daughter, I have a 6-year-old, or soon to be 6-year-old. She watches a lot of R.L. Stein's The Haunting Hour.
Oh, we watched those.
Super scary. Like, she's way tougher than I thought she was going to be. I was a super wimp at her age.
Really?
And she is watching like some scary shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't know how you guys are. I don't know how you're not getting nightmares at night.
Yeah.
But you guys have kids, but I think you're a little older, right? We're not talking about children here at this point.
No, we have a 9-year-old and a 19-year-old. But I just want to say to the story you just said, I, as a young girl, watch some scary shit. Like, I think girls are just tougher than guys, really.
Maybe.
I've been on the record saying that for years.
Yeah, I did have nightmares. I did one of those bed jumps, like you would turn the light off and then you would jump over to your bed because I was convinced something was under my bed. But yeah, I think girls are.
Well, let me tell you what movie. If we could just real quickly talk about something that still sticks in my head. The scariest movie to me when I was little was Poltergeist. I saw that in the theater, and it fucked me up. Like, it really did.
Even a scary movie.
It's not like watching it back now. It's not even like the special effects are bad, and it's just. But the thought of like, I don't know, like spirits or something, like, it scared the shit out of me, and it's still to this day.
I'll tell you what, scared. I just recently rewatched. I think I watched it last year, right around Halloween.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I think you guys are doing a little disservice. It holds up.
Yeah.
Really?
It's a pretty scary movie. My wife, however, just told me she was just listening to the Dax Shepard or whatever his name is, Dax Shepard, right? I think his name. Podcast.
Oh, I didn't know he had one.
I think he had Craig T. Nelson on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he was talking about how much cocaine he was doing during the filming of Poltergeist.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
There's the scene where he's looking in the mirror and he's like, I don't even remember doing that scene where he has to do all these crazy faces. And he's like, you can see it in my eyes. I'm just, he was the 8-Ball, I think, at that point.
That's hilarious.
Well, so what's freaked me out, like, when I was little, cause I was little, like, I want to say I don't know. I'm born in 76, and I don't know when that movie came out, but I saw it in the theater with my cousins, and just the reaction of the crowd is what scared me, because literally I had my eyes closed, like, most of the time, but everyone was just screaming and freaking out.
You couldn't have been any more than 10 or 11.
I don't even think I was that old. Honestly.
Right, like I'm trying to think, like it came out in the mid '80s.
I want to say you were like 6 or something.
Yeah, I just remember like going back home and just like, just being scared shitless, and there was another movie that came out that was like that.
The Exorcist scared the shit out of
The Exorcist was freaky, and then what was the one where the woman gets raped by the spirit?
The Hills Have Eyes? Oh, no.
No.
Like The Haunting.
It was like her house all of a sudden just like demon spirit like rapes her and shit. And y'all don't remember
Demon
that?
House Rape? That's the worst kind.
Yeah.
It was like...
It's not Amityville Horror. It was another one, like The Haunting
or
like
something.
It was like that. Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah, so there was that period of time where these movies were out where it's like, not like just like axe murderers coming at you. It was like spirits. So to me, that's scarier because like you can see an axe murderer coming at you, but like a fucking poltergeist or a spirit, you know, that shit just pops out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Axe murderers pop out of nowhere too.
No, axe murderers walk really slow.
No.
And they limp. They limp and people run like crazy, but they always trip and fall.
Well, I mean,
so
they're always looking back. Just stay focused on the prize. Get out of there.
We watched a movie last night. We started to watch it. Us. It's like the new movie by the guy who made Get Out.
Yes, yeah. I have seen it yet. Or I haven't seen it. I've seen the trailer for it.
Don't watch it.
Well, we don't want to ruin it, but
it's not.
I wasn't sold on it. It's not great
good.
so far.
It's not good.
But,
period.
So it's one of those scenes where literally there's like a person trying to kill them, and they're outside of the car, and the wife gets out of the car to make sure the thing is dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like they run over the evil thing, and then it's, you know, and then the wife gets out of the car to make sure it's dead. Like, who gets out of a car? You know what I mean? Just stay in the fucking car.
And drive.
Just drive away.
Drive
you
away.
don't need
Never
to
seen a
stop.
scary movie before.
Yeah.
Grow up, people.
Yeah.
All right. I knew it was going to be a great conversation. But I'm going to try to give some bones to this talk.
Okay. You can try.
I'm going to try my damnedest, but you know, wherever it goes, it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of our listeners, are probably very aware of you. But for those who aren't, let's give a little background on, you know, when you got into crypto, what got you into crypto. Let's kind of do the traditional conversation there.
All right.
Okay. So I'm glad you asked that because, I was just thinking, I was like, I need to look and see when exactly I got into crypto. And right now I'm logging into my Circle account. Okay. Remember Circle, Chamber?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So Circle was the first time I bought Bitcoin. And that was in, September 7th, 2015.
Okay.
Was when I first bought my first, you know, chunk of Bitcoin. And let me look at the price. What was it back then? Okay, so one Bitcoin cost $243.
Oh shit.
That's very upsetting.
Very upsetting. So obviously I didn't keep any of it because why would you keep
you
it?
Shithead.
I needed Bitcoin to purchase something online. So, you know, you got to go to, so my very first transaction with Bitcoin was, September 2015. And I purchased, what was it?
What were you purchasing?
Oh, you know, things that you buy online.
I see.
That require Bitcoin, you know, back in 2015.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what? These types of stories always upset me because I've been on the record, and I'm not saying this is what you were purchasing, but I get upset knowing that folks out there in 2014, 2015 were buying Bitcoin to get all sorts of fun stuff. Like I smoke my fair share of marijuana cigarettes, and and I have for a very, very long time. And it's very upsetting that none of my friends or none of my, none of my surroundings had ever pointed me into the direction of the Silk Road or some sort of website where I could have been introduced to Bitcoin much, much earlier because I bought Bitcoin, in end of November 2017. It was, I think it was a higher, it was definitely a higher price than what it is right now.
Yeah.
And I was buying and buying and buying. Like, this is great. I'm a genius.
Well, this genius over here too. Yeah. I told him to sell.
Okay. Well, hold on. That's our REKT story. Let's wait because he's going to ask us what our REKT story. Other than I bought Bitcoin back when it was $248 and didn't keep any of it.
Yeah,
I have
a more
of a REKT story, but so that's when I got into Bitcoin. You're asking, my kind of crypto background. So I bought some Bitcoin and had to used it for transaction. And it wasn't actually the Silk Road. It was actually something different, but it was along the same similar kind of lines of,
was
stuff.
Was it a hitman?
No, it wasn't a hitman. So I'll tell you what it was.
I hope not.
No, I'll tell you what it was. So, you've heard of this shit. It's called modafinil. It's like basically it's like speed. And I'm 22 months sober now. Like I don't do shit anymore. I'm completely off everything except for occasionally mushrooms. But
hey, mushrooms aren't addictive.
Yeah, they're good for.
I'm a mushroom fan too.
I'm all pro like for mental health and stuff. I think psychedelics are the way to go. Big supporter of MAPS. They're on Twitter, MAPS. They're the shit when they're trying to get that, used for like PTSD and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm a big proponent of that. But yeah, back in the day when I was like searching for shit to make me get high, get me high, you used to be able to buy, and you still can. It's like from India or something. And yeah, so it's just like a web page. But, yeah, so that's how I got in. That's when I got introduced to Bitcoin. I recall a long time ago talking to Tamara about this stuff called, I think it was BitGold or something.
That was in like between 2000 and 2002.
This was like 2002. I remember reading an article to her about this electronic money stuff, and I was telling her about
money stuff.
And then I was like, shit, did we buy Bitcoin back in 2002? Back when, Bitcoin started, 2 years ago, I guess. And I was like, no, because Bitcoin got invented, 2000, what is it, 8 or something? Yeah. So I thought, shit, we might be rich, Tamara, for just a second, because I may have purchased some of this BitGold stuff, but apparently I didn't, or if I did, I have no clue where it is, but.
Or what BitGold is.
Yeah, right? I don't even think it actually became anything, but I think it was the kind of the first idea of like electronic money, but. Yeah. So I saw that the Bitcoin that I was purchasing in my Circle wallet, I saw the price kept going up, and I was like, shit, man, this stuff is, it just keeps going up. And then I looked and saw the transactions I did. Now I spent like, thousands of dollars on some fucking speed from India. This is like what?
Don't
not
even
last
tell me.
year. This was 2000.
Hashtag Indian speed is the hashtag for this episode.
Yes. And, so then I was like, shit, we got it. This, Bitcoin is like really like it's going up, so we started to, I'm horrible with dates and numbers. So like, we're 2018, everyone was wrecked because of the market was dead. So 2017, okay, that's when I started to pay attention again, early 2017. And I'm like, okay, we've got to, get into this Bitcoin thing because it's going up, up, up. And I really got onto Reddit like hardcore. I knew a hell of a lot more about crypto and Bitcoin when I was on Reddit. When I joined Twitter, I've lost all my knowledge because all I do is shit post.
It's true.
I'm not even kidding. I just shit post now.
I know more than him about some things. I have to fill him in.
I'll go back and look at my tweets and what I'm like, I'm a fraud.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, I tweet at least once a month. I tweet something about Bitcoin just so I can keep my crypto Euclid handle.
I agree. I think I did that the other day where I felt guilty for not tweeting something about crypto. Bunchu and I have a kind of a running joke where we think we're very funny. Mm-hmm. And just to give us, to bring us back down to earth for a moment, we say we're just funny for crypto because all these nerds are, computing and programming and have no sense of humor. So yeah, when compared to the rest of the crypto space, we're probably a little funnier, but we're actually not that funny. So it's
I feel you on that.
A little underwhelming sometimes when you really look at the amount of crypto talk I actually do. So I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, it's like you're in the same category as us. We're like this weird niche within a niche within a niche, if you think about it. So, crypto in itself is a niche, and then you got crypto Twitter, and then you've got the funny, the shit posting niche of that. So it's very, 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 what's the word? Like, for a certain, it's for a certain taste. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah.
Well,
So, I want to say Tamara, but I don't want. It's not the right pronunciation.
Tamara.
Tamara. Yeah, it's very southern. It's like Tamara.
It's like camera. Yeah. You don't pronounce the
You don't even
second
pronounce
A.
the middle A. It's because Southern
Tamra.
people are so lazy.
It's like camera.
It's just Tamra, like.
You're not in no rush, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tamra.
So Tamra, are you a similar situation? Was Yuki just giving you his BTC address and?
No.
You got in, or
No,
did you get in
no.
2014 and hold forever?
I'm very much
And you're
less
secretly rich.
having to seek ways online to be happy. Or substances or whatever. Anyways, I'm all good like that.
But he's asking, did you?
I'm getting to that.
Yeah, but did you?
No, I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay.
Zip
Go ahead.
it.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. If this was a video podcast, you would see that she's hitting me.
I'm not hitting you.
Repeatedly. It's
What?
pretty violent. Actually.
Yeah. Chamber sees it. Chamber
Oh my
sees
God,
it.
it's ridiculous. Okay, yeah. So no, what happened was, Yuki stopped drinking and I guess doing these other things that he was doing and spending.
Indian speed.
Okay. So spending our hard-earned money on. So then he became addicted to Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Very true.
Yeah, so he was always on Twitter,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what are you doing? What's going on? And I had a Twitter account for my business, and I didn't even know what to do with it. I literally just go post quotes and inspirational things on it. That was it. I didn't even know there were DMs. Like I had, when I figured out there were DMs when I started, cause I didn't care, then it's not like I wanted to DM anyone or cared, but I looked and I had hundreds of DMs that I had never looked at. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but anyways, so I was on Twitter since 2014 and never played with it or anything. But then Yuki got on and it was he started doing a little podcast, and he interviewed Chicken, and I think he interviewed Pixel. He didn't share that with me, and they interviewed Nero, and he didn't with Zod, and he didn't share that. And then, then he did Draws, and I heard that one. I was like, "That you guys are so awkward. It's hilarious, But it was.
I listen to Draws all day.
Yeah, it was so funny, but it was so awkward because it was like one of the first times, I guess, of them talking. And
yeah, it was the first time we ever spoke.
Weird. It was hilarious. But then I listened to him interview Chicken, and I was like, "Holy shit!" We sat there.
Dangerfowl, yeah.
Dangerfowl, yeah. And we sat there and listened to that, and we kept pausing it, and I would fill in little stories, and I was like, the 2-hour episode that they did turned into a 4-hour thing with me and Yuki laughing and dying. So I was like, what am I missing out on? All these cool people I'm totally missing out on. So
yeah, so she joined in because I literally traded, drugs and alcohol for Twitter. Like I completely, and I still am. Like I've been on it for a year. I think I've got over 50,000 tweets. It's like 100 and something tweets a day is what my
ridiculous amount.
It's absolutely, it's sad actually. It's not.
See, I thought I tweeted a lot. I think I'm at 12,000. If you're at 50,000.
You almost made me spit out my coffee.
Listen, 61.7 thousand tweets. And I joined January 2018. Yeah. So
I created mine, I think right around I think actually January 2018 was mine too. And I am at, let me give you the total number here. December 2017. So a month before you.
Uh-huh.
And I'm at just over 12,000 tweets. I mean, and I thought and that's a lot for me. I think a normal person would maybe be in the low thousands.
Yeah, dude, I'm not a normal person. I have issues.
Yeah, a lot.
I have
a lot of them.
I go in it full, like when I do something.
I think everybody listening for the most part, is on crypto Twitter. And I guarantee you everybody at some point got caught in a Euclid, Twitter feed. You know what I mean? Like
mega thread.
Thread, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know the right terms.
Yeah.
But exactly. You've been caught in a Yuki storm, at some point.
So it used to be a lot more like
I was going to say those have died down a little
in the past. So I'm doing more like stuff, like Tamara and I are starting to travel more and we're doing a lot more things. And then I've got, we have 2 shows. Can I plug our shows real quick?
No, I'm sorry. We don't do that here.
Oh, shit.
Of course you can.
Isn't that the point of doing these shows? No, I'm kidding.
No.
So we do CTMZ live, and we had, some amazing guests on there. If I just want to toot my own horn, Antonopoulos was on there, Roger Ver. We had John and Janice McAfee. So, and then with Tamara and I do Euclid and Oaks morning coffee. And then, so I'm just like, I'm so fucking busy that I'm not tweeting as much. So, it's like, and then we're traveling a lot now. And I feel like, but see now, so I look at my stats and I see like my tweet, statistics as far as like how many tweets I'm doing a day are going down.
I mean, you don't have to keep that up.
Yeah, but see, now I feel like I'm failing. Like
see,
I need to,
ridiculous.
I have to do, certain, I have to keep
Even if
it.
it went down 80%, I think it'd still be.
I know. He'd still be,
right.
he'd still be 80% more tweeting than most people.
But those used to, so the first one of those like that I experienced was after a episode of my first podcast, and it was all the people, I added like all the people that we mentioned, and it created this like mega thread, and it was like, it was right after Pixel's episode. I think it was my very first episode. And it was so fun because you would try to reply something funny or witty, but you couldn't keep up. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, it was, I don't know that those even happen anymore. I haven't experienced one, but.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been caught in one where I'm like, oh, this is hilarious.
It's
like,
fun.
If you're out by 30 seconds, it's over.
I know. And how frustrating is it when like your phone or your laptop, whatever you're on, is like it. And Twitter will slow it down. I swear to God, it slows. It's like I'm trying to respond, hurry up. Like, it's dragging, and then I'm like way behind. And
I was in a work meeting one time, and somebody saw my phone just light up, and they're like, "What is that?" They're like, "Is that Twitter?" I'm like, "Yeah, mildly popular on Twitter."
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
I don't
You're
have.
Like, don't even ask.
I don't have I had to turn off all my notifications because it would just like constant. And I'm not like bragging or anything, but it's like I can't. And now
this is a safe space.
Here's the thing, though. Now, so now I'm also in fucking Telegram and Discord and
group DMs.
I'm in like 3 different of these fucking
huge
group DMs. It's like, it's constant. There's constant interaction. If you want to have interactions with people, you could just literally lay on the couch and do it 24 hours a day if you wanted to.
So easily.
It's not healthy.
I know. No.
And that's why we're trying to get out from behind the computer and the desk and stuff and actually go to like events and things. Yeah. We went to
because it's fun to meet people too.
Yeah.
It's really nice to, see someone and have good conversations. And
we had a meetup last year. We invited a bunch of people from crypto
it's
Twitter.
It's like Twitter in person.
We rented a big house. That was really fun. And then we went to HoshiaCon and we went to World CryptoCon, and I started meeting like these people that I see on Twitter, like Ken Bosak and stuff, and it's like these people are fun as hell to hang out with. It's just it's like fun. So like, and we just got back from Consensus in New York and had a fucking blast. Ran into Charlie Hoskinson, and
did you say it?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Is that right, Chamber? I feel like you butchered it.
And I got to put his jacket on. Like I walked up to him. Yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh. So we walked into this polymath event, and we're coming in, and he is leaving. So the two of them were face to face, and they both like took a step back and were like, "Oh, hey," because they knew each other on Twitter, but it's the first time they met, and it was just the weirdest experience. They were just standing there talking for a little while, and then his secretary's like, "You've got to go," or not secretary, his assistant, whoever was with him was like, his handler was like, "We got to go," and but then I guess he was speaking at that event, so he was back in there, and
he was sitting up there at the stage, and it was before he was about to speak, and they were kind of getting ready. There was no audience yet, and someone said, "Go up." I think Ken or someone was
no, it was me and Brecky. But you listened to Brecky, you didn't listen to me. You were like, "No, I'm not going to do it." Brecky's like,
"Walk up there and ask him to let you talk or something." I was like, "Okay, whatever." So I walked up, and he said, "Come up," and so I got up on stage. He gave me his jacket, and I sat in his chair and proceeded to do like it was almost like a bit.
Yeah, you did a bit.
Like
it wasn't like a bit, it was a bit.
I was pretending like I was Charlie Hoskinson, and I was like, okay, guys, I want to thank everyone for coming out, and supporting us. I rented a bouncy house for the Cardano fam. We filled it with Jell-O. So after the show, make sure everyone, joins us at the bouncy house. And he was cracking up.
He was actually hitting his leg, like laughing. He was having
so
a good time.
That kind of shit happens. I got to meet Antonopoulos.
Yeah.
That was fucking, that was at HoshaCon last year.
And listen to him speak, which was
saw him
top.
speak. So I think I really, and that's the thing about, it is a weird, funny space, but man, there's some really cool people here.
Yeah, I was going to say, in fact, tying those two together, the last mega thread I think we were on was the one where Antonopoulos popped on.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And then Peter popped on, Peter McCormick, and then he got Antonopoulos on his
so someone, our friend posted a picture of a hairy ass on the thread.
Yeah.
And Peter McCormick goes, so then Antonopoulos replied because I added Antonopoulos. I mentioned him on our morning coffee show. And then, so Antonopoulos was getting the notifications. And
we forgot.
And so it was kind of turned into one of those mega threads. And then our friend, posted a hairy ass on the thread and Antonopoulos replied.
Well, no, he posted a hairy ass. I did this guy rainbow vomiting into a toilet. And then Antonopoulos replied to that. I'm so glad I'm on this thread.
Yeah. So then, so then Peter McCormick, he's a smart ass. He goes, oh, okay, Andreas, I've been asking you to come on my podcast. I'm emailing in no reply. But it takes like a hairy ass to get your attention. and then Antonopoulos, was like, oh, I'm not going to go on someone's show who's an ICO, advisor. Cause, Peter has like all that shit in his bio, which is fake.
He has like a fake bio.
It's like a fake, like
mommy blogger.
And, but ended up, Antonopoulos was on Peter's show and, so Peter McCormick owes me everything.
Everything.
I didn't want to say it. I'm glad you called him out.
I think everything is a little steep.
So on Peter McCormick's episode, Antonopoulos said, he's like, yeah, I know that, Crypto Euclid and his, band of merry pranksters or something like that. So
that's an accurate term.
Yeah. So
I like that.
It was cool.
It was fun.
But it's weird, dude. I'm still blown away. Like just a year ago, I just got on Twitter and now I'm like talking to Antonopoulos and shit like that. And
it's a magical place. Like, there hasn't been a set of circumstances like this in the past where, schmucks like us three could get involved. Like, imagine being, being 1991.
Right.
And you're on Twitter and you're, shooting the shit with Bill Gates and, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Like, it could be that. Like, guys like,
with your one glove on.
Right, exactly.
And your parachute pants.
But yeah, no, it's just, you could really be talking to somebody that 10, 15 years from now could be the next Jeff Bezos or, you know what I mean? Who knows? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. So it's an interesting time, for us. And yeah, it just gives us opportunity to really have some fun with these people. So I'm pretty excited about it too. So yeah. I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one out there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on here. I'm gonna ask you. You had teased it earlier about some crypto REKT stories. We like to talk about REKT stories here on the REKT podcast. Is there a time where obviously 2018 was shitty for everybody, but just a really offensive REKT story? Something that's just like, oh man, even as bad as it was, it could have been mitigated. You know what I mean?
Well, the biggest one would be. It was 2017, early 2017 is when I started to accumulate Bitcoin a little bit, and, the famous thing happened where, McAfee was like, I'm going to eat my own dick if it doesn't go to 1 million. So I was convinced it was going to go to 1 million. So, let's see, was it December 2017 shit, Bitcoin was at $20,000 and it was right around probably like 19,000. Tamara was like, we've got to sell some Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
take some profit.
Yeah. She's like, take some profit. I'm like, oh, hell no.
Yeah. The look on his face like,
$1 million.
Yeah.
John McAfee.
Yeah.
It looked to me like I was insane.
I was
like I needed to be committed.
So that's probably, so we're not Bitcoin rich by any means. And but it would have been smart at that time to cash out, the little bit of Bitcoin that we purchased. Mm-hmm. And because then, now you could buy more if you want, you know what I mean? Cause it's gone down. Right, but, I didn't listen to my wife. That's my REKT story. And she was right.
That's the worst kind of REKT.
Yeah.
When your wife's right. It kills me inside every time my wife's right. I die a little bit.
Aww.
My only other one was I learned my lesson about FOMOing in. It was on Twitter. I learned my lesson early on, really early. And I'm glad I did.
I told you about this too.
Someone was out on Twitter. It was one of the big boys at the time. This was in 2000. I guess right after I joined, a couple months after I joined, so 2018, early.
Sure.
They were like, Pivx just got listed on Binance, right? So what do? I run and I go buy Pivx on Binance, and I bought the absolute top, like absolute, and it just fucking crashed. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't trade. I just kind of like, my goal is to just accumulate, Bitcoin over the years. Mm-hmm. And, I know people can make a lot of money trading, but I just don't have the luck or the whatever. But, so after that, I was like, I'm not going to fuck around with trading, because every time I do it, I end up just losing Bitcoin. You know what I mean? It's like, it never works out, the way I want it to.
I'm with you, because I think it definitely works out less than it works. It works sometimes. It's like, I don't know if you golf.
No.
But, I golf. Mm-hmm. And, you'll have one good hole and 17 shitty holes, and that one good hole, you're like, I'm gonna golf. I'm gonna come back again and spend, hundreds of dollars. And it's what it reminds me of. It's like that one time I 4x'd my investment. Right. And then the other 90% of the time is a 90% haircut from my investment, right? So, it's pretty tough.
It's absolutely gambling. I'm sorry, but it is. Like, there's these people that say they can read charts and things. I think it's all bullshit. I don't think anyone knows what the hell it's going to do, and anyone that tells you they do know is trying to sell you access to their paid group.
Oh my God.
No one knows. I'm sure there's like indicators.
I think there's indicators and stuff like that. And I'm sure that it's helpful to know those things if you are trading. So since you're not a trader, you probably shouldn't speak on it.
I speak on everything
because
I feel like
you should speak on it. Continue to speak.
Yes. But
no, I'm with you. I feel I think it's very difficult, but I also think there's a time, Bunshu, who's not on the show right now, he's what I would call, I don't want to say a pessimist, but he's definitely, to jump back in, when I was buying Bitcoin up when it went down to, $3,100, I was buying Bitcoin at $19,000. How am I not going to buy it at $3,100?
Right.
Yeah. It's on sale.
I'm like, at some point, it has to go up is my thought, right? And, a lot of this, I think the trick is just wait till everything goes to shit and then buy stuff. Yeah. And then some of it'll probably work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's been my plan. And just trying to collect more Bitcoin at the end of the day. But I was I was very heavily weighted in altcoins. And over the last year or so, I've been trying to, migrate towards obviously a lot more Bitcoin and, maybe a little bit more Ethereum. But I had some shit coins for a long time, that I got murdered on for the most part. So, it's all right. We got a podcast out of it.
Yeah.
Listen,
here we are.
I think we're here for the long term. I mean, why, doing podcasts and things like this, and you guys are consistent too. You've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
We're here for the
long. About a year now. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. We're here for the long haul. Like, I mean, it's not about the market, what's happening, because we've been here through 2018. I mean, shit, man. If you were here through 2018 and you didn't go away, I think there's something to be said for that.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And I think it's about the community. I think that's what Tamara and I are pretty much, that's our motivation, is we really like the community. And I think that's, what it's about. And I know that sounds corny, but it's like, otherwise why would you keep doing this? Because it's not like we're all fucking rolling in the dough. You know what I mean?
We are not.
Well, we are not. I mean, other people are.
Some people are.
I tweeted out the other day. I said, out of all the crypto Twitter accounts, which ones do you think are straight up millionaires right now?
Yeah.
Right.
There was very few answers to who they thought was an actual millionaire.
You know who I didn't know this?
Yeah, don't name anybody.
No, he tweeted it out himself.
Okay.
I think he tweeted out.
Oh, shit.
Romano, I think, has made like $250,000 trading.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But, well, he's a dev on what? On...
I'm not
Coin.
I'm not sure, but don't eat me alive, Romano.
I have no idea.
But that's impressive, dude. Like that's badass, and I wish I could figure out how to do that. So Romano, if you're listening to this, please DM me instructions on how to do that. I would really appreciate it.
Yes, if you could DM us both on how to make $250,000.
Why doesn't he just start a paid group for the two of you?
Just for Chamber and I. That's actually good. How much would he charge us, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Well, how much is a millionaire's time worth, really?
I mean, it's got to be a lot.
At least $1 million, right?
Yeah, but
you guys are screwed.
There are people that are making money doing podcasts and shit too. Peter McCormick's a good example.
Well, he's a genius, apparently.
But no, Peter's a marketing genius. Yeah. But I will say this about Peter. Damned is he in some hot water right now with the fucking CSW thing.
Sure is.
Damn, dude. Like, and
don't use your real name on Twitter.
Here's the thing though. I'm like, and I see Peter still tweeting like normal tweets and stuff. If that shit was on my mind, like if my house was up for, a threat, which is, it's like, I just saw an article on like CoinDesk, and he could be facing up to $750,000 for this lawsuit. Like if he fights it.
That's insane.
I wouldn't be tweeting about like normal shit. What do you want
him to do?
No, I'm not saying like he's doing anything wrong. I'm saying the dude's like figured out how to.
Taking it well?
Yeah, he's taking it well. That's the point.
Well.
Yeah. He's not stressed. Like I would be out of my mind, stressed, and like worried, I guess.
Well, I want to know where are the support, because when he was doing this in the beginning, there were so many supporters behind him. And are they still there? Like, what happened to CZ Finance, who said he was going to help with his attorney? Like, are any of these things happening?
I saw Kobe or Crypto Cobain tweet something out about it the other day.
Okay.
I think there's some pretty good supporters out there. And for those of you listening who aren't aware of what we're talking about here, we're talking about Peter McCormick and his lawsuit vis-a-vis the Bitcoin Cash support. What's his name again?
Craig Satoshi. I said Satoshi.
Craig
fake
Satoshi
Toshi.
Nakamoto.
No,
Craig,
fake. No.
Don't sue us, Satoshi.
Craig, don't sue us, fake
Definitely
Toshi.
Satoshi on the record.
Craig Wright, and
no
then,
argument from Chamber.
Yeah, but so that's crazy shit because CSW has a lot of money apparently, and like he doesn't mind using it to like squash a
friend of the show, CSW.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
But I've had little dealings with him on Twitter. One time I said he said something about being Satoshi, and I said you ain't him, and he blocked me.
Oh, good thing he just blocked you back then.
Yeah, he blocked me, and I'm saying allegedly you're not Craig or Satoshi because I don't want to be. I don't want to get sued.
We're all connected universally. So
we're
all Satoshi.
Yeah, we're all just stardust.
Did you see where someone said that, or there's an article where they think they may have figured out who the guy is like the most likely candidate, and is this dude, and his name is.
What?
He's in jail right now. It's
I saw it the other day. What was his name? It was like Satoshi or something.
Yeah, it was very similar. I had the article on my phone.
Very weird.
But it made a lot of sense because he's in jail, and that's like why they're like, well, that's why the Bitcoin's not moving. You know, the Genesis wallet or whatever.
Yeah. What is he in jail for?
Like bad stuff. Like he's a
murder.
Yeah, I don't know if it's murder, but it's like he's like he's like a crime boss or something, or was. But so it wouldn't be great if that is him, but whatever, you know.
It's better not knowing, I think.
Yeah.
Or, no, I think
Probably.
I like the mystery. It's more fun.
It's always better not knowing, I think.
That's why, real quick, that's why I chose my name. Antonopoulos was talking about no one knows who Satoshi is, just like no one knew who Euclid was. It's better that we not know, because the person might be a shithead. So, you know, it's better we just not know, I think.
I agree.
Well, it's like no one can live up to those expectations. Like, you know, humans are flawed.
It's mythical at this point. You know what I mean?
You can't.
It's better.
Like, nobody, whoever he is going to live up to everybody's expectations.
Yes.
Somebody's going to be disappointed.
Yes, very true.
Yeah, who knows?
All right, so how are we doing for time? We're doing okay.
45 minutes.
How many?
45 minutes.
This is going to be a fun one. We're going to forego the news today because I feel like this is a nice, a nice chat we're having. So normally we do a little news, but we're going to skip the news today. Actually, one news article that I saw today.
Okay.
That might be fun. That we can maybe banter about a little bit. This one just came out today. This is a winning bidder of Warren Buffett's private lunch revealed to be Tron CEO Justin Sun. Have you guys seen this?
Yes, saw that.
So Justin Sun of Tron,
nice.
The one that withheld a Tesla from a winner.
Yes,
of some
right.
I remember that.
Allegedly.
And then
allegedly. Allegedly.
When he was called out, did he give it to him? I mean, I heard
he did. I think at the end of the day,
he did.
He gave out 2, and then some tickets to something or other.
Right.
But yes, Justin Sun shelled out a record-breaking $4.5 million.
Wow.
To have a private lunch with Berkshire Hathaway CEO Warren Buffett.
Wow.
$4.5 million.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy. Just to have his ear for an hour, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, is it I couldn't help but ask if it's a buffet lunch. Warren Buffett. But yeah, I got to figure at least 45 minutes.
And is Jimmy Buffett playing?
Oh my God, you guys are too much. I need a drum. Wow.
I hope he is. For that kind of money, he better be. But yeah, $4.5 million.
Wow.
The idea, I guess, behind this was to try to convince them of the legitimacy of cryptocurrency and the space in general. So, hey, and I don't know. I'm not a big Warren Buffett fan. I get he made money. I think he's a dinosaur at this point, and we're changing paradigms at this point as well.
Yeah.
And some of his knowledge might be worth something, and some of it might not. So,
didn't he speak out? Wasn't Warren Buffett one of the ones that was speaking out against crypto?
Oh yeah, forever. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think if Justin Sun has some kind of little electrode or something he can put into.
Wait, are you saying he should drug him or roofie him?
No, not drug. No,
allegedly.
Just take over his mind. I mean, he's basically dead.
Mind control.
Yeah, and then just
on a side note, guys, Bitcoin is crashing right now, so if you want to buy, it's probably a good time. Do your own research.
That is not
financial advice, but
we're still north of $8,000 at this point.
We just went we went down to 8,000. And we're at 8,100. So wow, that's quite a dip.
Yeah,
we almost got up to 9,000. We made
broke 9, I think.
Yeah. So it's dipping now. Wow. There was some shit with there was a crash on Kraken. Do you know about that, Chamber?
I saw that. Would it go down to $100 or something?
I heard, and somebody scooped up a shitload of Bitcoin at $100 Canadian or something. Did you?
What?
It was me. It was me the whole time.
It was 1,000 Bitcoin. Could you imagine having a buy order set at $100 and then it got filled? You know what I mean?
Could you imagine?
Holy shit! What happened though? Was it a glitch or what? Do we know what happened with that?
I did look into it. I just saw crack in $100 Bitcoin. That's basically the length of the investigation for me.
Yeah, you're like scrolling, keep it moving. I don't want to get jealous.
It's crashing now.
Move it along.
It's definitely not $20,000.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just need it to go back up. I just want it to go back up, just because, like, not because I'm ready to like cash out or anything. Even though I would probably take Tamara's advice and take some profit.
What's the number?
Oh God,
what would be your number? Like,
that's so
like
hard.
Obviously, it went to 20,000, and Tamara said sell.
Yeah.
20,000 is not the number anymore. It's
Here's
a bigger number now. Right?
Here's the thing: we don't have like a shit. We have under a Bitcoin. So, and I'm trying to accumulate one.
Hey, if that gets to 1 million, hey.
So I'm thinking like it would have to be crazy for it to be worth. It's not like half a Bitcoin, even at like 20,000. You know what I mean? Would be like life-changing money. So I would have a really hard time cashing out any. Although we just cashed out a little bit for a trip, and then as soon as we did that, it pumped. Like as soon as I switched a little bit to fiat, it rose, like it went from so it's like I should not touch Bitcoin. I should just
I'm the same way. Every time I buy it, it goes down. Every time I sell it, it goes up.
I think, I don't know, man. It's really hard to say because honestly, I believe in it long term. Like I'm thinking like 10 years.
I mean, I do too. Just saying taking profits does not mean you don't believe in it.
Right. Yeah. I'm not saying take it necessarily completely out.
Right.
Maybe
you take
some
enough.
of those dirty tethers that I keep hearing about.
You take enough, and it's
some sort of fun like that.
Based on the fact that it's probably going to dip down at some point again, and you can buy it lower, and then you have more Bitcoin. I mean, it's just math.
It's just hard.
It's like we're traders almost. I feel like this is how traders talk.
Yeah, maybe.
We're so smart.
We should start our own paid group.
Yeah, I know. I feel like we're at a point now where we can absolutely start.
I think the people listening would agree.
I think me, you, Romano.
Right. I mean,
well,
on the same level.
If
clearly.
we could get Romano in, we're gold. Because I mean, at that point, we're good. But I think just us three. I don't know, man. Maybe we pay them to join.
No, that's the wrong business model.
It's an anti-paid group. We actually pay people to join our group, and they just listen to us bullshit about poltergeist.
I don't want to pay anyone. I want to make money.
Yeah, that's the thing. Tamara's like, how do we do this thing where we like make money doing this? I'm like, oh, hun, that's silly.
You're so cute.
I need a new microphone for my podcast. Like
he's just spending.
I know. I'm just spending money, and we're still in this. Like, how do you fucking make money doing this shit?
I don't know yet. I'll let you know when we figure it out.
Yeah.
So, let's talk a little bit about. Do you have any real life REKT stories? We were chatting a little bit before the show. We, through the months we've been doing this show, we've heard some pretty insane stories from some of our guests. Just some crazy shit that's happened to them in their life. I gotta imagine the two of you must have some sort of legendary story that you can share with us.
We have probably more than most people. We have really weird luck. Like
I knew this was going to be.
Yeah, so we're blessed with good health, and all our kids are healthy, and but we have this weird luck, like with just weird shit happening, and it's gotten better. But I would say the one that stands out for me would be the time we were moving all of our worldly possessions from California to Florida, and I chose a moving company out of the phone book that was they were called like Allstate, right?
Yeah. Well, he told me he could handle the movers. I gave him this responsibility.
I hired these movers. They came and picked up every stick of our belongings, everything we own, and then proceeded to not give us our shit back. They held our stuff ransom. So then we started digging and realized that this company was like a scam, and they get your shit and they hold it ransom, and then they double like the price. So I was given a price, whatever, $2,000 or some shit, and they're like, well, we've reweighed your stuff and it's going to cost like $6,000 for you to get it. Yeah. And we're like, wait, what? Now, meanwhile, here's the other issue. Meanwhile, we had already moved to our new house, which was completely empty. Right. And they're like, yeah, your stuff is still on its way, whatever. And months how long?
With like an 11-month-old. But no, it took months.
11 months?
No, we had an
11-month-old
We had a baby at the time.
And
no
they were supposed
furniture.
to follow us there, basically. And
so then like a month goes by and we still don't have our stuff.
I think it took like 3 months for us to get our stuff. Honestly.
And so I'm going to fucking drive or fly back to California and find out where you guys are.
I called them every day. They would just hang up on me. I literally called them every day. I'm like, hey guys.
So we finally,
it's me. When are you going to give me my shit?
We're like, called the local police. We're like, what do? We called like the national, like.
It was hell trying to find an address on them, but I finally dug up an address and we bought plane tickets and I'm like, I called them and I said, I just want to let you know my husband and the police are on their way. And lo and behold, then they
finally like sent us our shit and they were like, well, it's going to cost, like I said, it's going to cost like $6,000 for you to get it. And if you don't pay it, we're going to put it in a local, storage unit.
Yeah.
And we had the cop there waiting on them. And even they talked the cop into
they had like a talker.
Yeah, they had like a really, it was like, ended up being like the Russian mafia or some shit.
That's what we were told.
Yeah.
By the guy.
There's an investigator that we spoke to. They said, yeah, these guys, that's what they do. This is their thing. Yes. And we think they're part of the Russian mafia. And they just this is a scam and they take people's shit and they hold it ransom.
But here's the thing is I was paying in traveler's checks, which they weren't okay with either. But like how in the hell, it was like a Friday and there was no way to get to the bank to get, anything. What?
I don't think we should get into the details, hon.
Okay.
let's leave the details out.
Russians could be listening.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it worked out. We got our shit and surprisingly everything was there except for like one box.
There was one box missing and there was nothing broken.
But it took 3 months to get it and it was a big.
I was actually surprised we got our stuff.
So I guess we weren't completely wrecked. We were wrecked for like 3 months and I was like, holy shit, we're not getting our stuff. You know, like I fucked up and like.
It was a stressful.
So.
That sounds stressful because moving in general, I mean, I haven't moved now for at least 8 years. And just the idea of moving, like we were going to move, I think last year. And then I mortgaged my house to buy Bitcoin at 20. I didn't do that.
I was like, wait, what?
We were going to move last year after the new baby was born. But you know how, like, new baby, it's super stressful. And then trying to move on top of that. I'm like, no. I'm going to have a freaking massive coronary. Let's just take a breather. Let's let this kid grow up a little bit. And then we'll look at moving. So. But just the thought of moving gives me so much anxiety.
I know.
So, you throw the Russian mob holding your stuff for ransom for 3 months. I mean, that's deadly.
It wasn't fun.
It sounds awful.
And we didn't want to like buy new shit. We're like, they kept saying, okay, it'll be next week. And so meanwhile, we're in this house that's empty and we're sleeping on the floor, with a baby. So it was hard. But it's not. I'm sure people have more, horrible stories.
Way worse stories.
We're pretty lucky. I just said we're unlucky, but I guess if you look
we're lucky.
If you look at the big scheme of things, we're pretty darn lucky. So,
you got all your stuff back with sans one box. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But that's it. So you moved from California to Florida. Which one do you like better, California or Florida? Because I know you guys don't live there now, right? You guys
we went through a period of time where we were searching for like a better place to live. So, cause we grew up in Florida and, we actually went to New Zealand. We stayed in New Zealand for a couple months and decided we were going to try to live in New Zealand, but it's actually quite difficult to get like the ability to live there. But we actually, it wasn't because we couldn't, it's because we just didn't want to live there.
It was a little different than we thought.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly like, we were like, we never found like a place we just loved. So
it was gorgeous though.
We flew back.
I bet it was. Well, that's where they filmed like Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah. But
there's only 3 ways I know where New Zealand is. It's Lord of the Rings, What We Do in the Shadows.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
And there's a TV show called I think it was called like Top of the Lake.
Oh,
yes, that's a great one.
Super good show about New Zealand, like a New Zealand family.
Yeah.
Those are the only 3 things I'm aware. I'm like, shit goes down.
I want to pitch you an idea. I want you, me, and my wife to do a podcast where all we do is talk about shows, TV shows, and movies.
We gotta add Bunchy because he is another knowledgeable person when it comes to that. But yes, I could do that all day.
I could talk about like shows and shit all day. I love it. But yeah, what were you?
Oh, it's okay. Well, 1 second. What are you watching right now?
That's the thing. We're in a show hole.
Yeah, we're in a show hole.
We finished Deadwood. I just, Tamara loved Deadwood and I never watched it. We watched the entire season, all the season. I loved Deadwood. Right now we like don't have anything.
Right now.
I'm assuming you watched the show so you could watch the movie?
No. I mean, I didn't even know until I tweeted out something about Deadwood, watching Deadwood.
The movie was just released like this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
exciting.
Years in the making.
Yeah. But so I didn't even know they were doing a movie. I was
really?
Yeah. I tweeted it in a Deadwood, fan account.
Yeah. It was like, there's a movie coming out.
Oh, there's going to be a movie, and he was all excited about it.
The movie, I think the show came out in I want to say 2006 or 2007, something like that, a while ago.
Yes.
And they've been talking about rebooting the show or making a movie for a long time.
Yeah.
And then, that's in the last couple of years, obviously they were showing footage and scenes of the movie, but we're in the midst of, catching up because I wanted to rewatch the series before I watched the movie because, as I mentioned, I smoke a lot of marijuana cigarettes and my memory is not 100%. Which is, kind of beneficial because I'm also in the midst of rewatching Lost and I completely forget what happened. So it's like rewatching something that's very good for a second time.
It's a funny show.
What?
Okay. It's got, speaking of New Zealand, it has the guy from the Seagulls. What's the Seagull? Anyway, it's based on Lost, or it's a spoof of Lost. It's called REKT. Have you got... Considering
it's called REKT?
Yes,
but with a W.
With a W. It's hilarious, dude.
It's kind of it's pretty funny. It's not.
It's got the Rhys Darby from Rhys Darby. Yeah, and it's funny. It's funny.
There's some not funny, but
he's very good.
Yeah,
Rhys Darby's very good.
Yeah.
He's a werewolf, not a swearwolf.
Yes, dude, that movie is probably my favorite movie. I'm going to say it. That's probably one of my favorite comedies of all time is What We Do in the Shadows.
I mean, it's arguably one of the best. I remember, I think I mentioned on the show before, I remember accidentally watching it and feeling my wife and I, very similar to you, you and Tamara.
Tamara.
Yeah. I can pronounce that properly. We've been together a very long time. You guys just celebrated a certain benchmark in your relationship, didn't you? I want to say it was I thought I saw a tweet the other day. It was 17 or 18 years or something like that.
Well, I just we were visiting family and I was taking pictures. They have pictures of us when we were young, and I tweeted out a picture of us when we were 19, and we've been together almost 25 years now.
That's crazy. Yeah. My wife and I met when we were 19.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think we're going on 18 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, no, but I had, stumbled upon this show. I think I downloaded it or saw that it was a vampire documentary or something along those lines. I start watching it, and about maybe 20 minutes in, I'm like, shit. You know that guilty feeling when you're watching something without your significant other?
Right. You gotta stop.
I know.
Love it?
Yes.
So I watched it all. Died.
Yes.
And then pretended like I had just found it. I said, we should watch this tonight. And then watched it again the second time, and it was just as good. And it's still one of our top top
There's certain movies, and I'm seriously getting chills when we're just talking about it. I don't know what it is. They're just like like you said, was it Princess Bride we were talking about?
Princess Bride, yeah.
Yeah, there's certain movies that and I think Spaceballs is close to that too.
That's nostalgic.
There's certain movies that just I don't know, man. They just make you feel good.
I'm digging the series.
Which ones?
All of them. It's better than a movie. I mean, it's you can binge watch. Like I do, what Chamber does. Which I wish there were more because I feel like I've binge watched all the good shows now. So there's no to binge watch.
I'll give you some. I'll give you some advice or some things that I'm watching right now that are fantastic.
Yeah.
Tonight is the finale of it. It's a miniseries on HBO called Chernobyl.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
And if you are not watching Chernobyl, get out of town. It's 5 episodes. It's phenomenal.
Okay.
It's so, I think it was a 9.8 on IMDb. It's silly.
Wow.
Only 5 episodes.
Thank you. Because we're we're struggling right now trying to find
Bored
something.
To Death?
Oh, Bored to Death. Have you seen
Bored
that?
to Death. Very, yeah.
I love
favorite.
Big fan of all that crew.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
That's
that.
a funny
I don't know why
critic
they
of that.
stopped that. I'm very upset.
That was genius.
I wish they'd
Like,
restart that.
yeah.
It's a great cast.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to start to wrap this up. We're going to bring this home for a landing real soon.
Let's
here.
do it. Let's do it.
Because you're right. We're going to start a second podcast just about these things. Because
Yes.
I can talk about this all day with you guys.
Amen.
We're going to play a little game called Would You Rather?
Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I like it.
And these ones are specifically for parents and couples.
Okay.
Okay. So I figured these are just for you guys.
Okay.
So, question number 1. Would you rather be a parent or be a child?
Shit.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, they both suck.
Well,
really.
okay.
That's what the note here is. They both suck.
Yeah, they both have their pros and cons. I mean, everybody wants to recapture their youth and be young again, but it's like that whole thing is like, if you're young with the same amount of knowledge, it would be great. But, you know, being young, I don't remember being like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm young, because you're like, you want to be old, and then vice versa.
I'm going to pick parent if I have to.
I'm going to say parent, yeah. You're
I
wiser.
agree. I'm with you guys 100%. Being a parent is way better than being a kid.
Yeah.
Because you can be a kid parent.
Yeah.
Like I am.
Yes.
I'm a child. I watch all the children's shows.
Yes.
I act like a child, and yet still an authority figure somehow. So I'm with you. Being a parent is where it's at.
Yes.
All right. Second question.
Okay.
Would you rather go forward in time or backward in time?
Oh shit.
Oh, like.
And then where would you, like, how far back or forward would you go?
That's hard too, man.
Like in time in general, like.
And
not
do we
within
stay
my
the same
lifetime,
age?
or-
Do we stay the same age?
There's so many
Yes, you would
variables
stay
here.
the same age.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Any different?
Shit.
Yeah.
That's hard because, you know, we
Well, I
have
don't know what the future's like, so
Yeah, the future could be horrible.
it could be.
It could be
good.
More than likely horrible.
yeah, there could be aliens that made us their
Could
pets.
go to when Bitcoin is $1 million. I'll pick future and
Okay.
go to that time
Right.
period.
That's hard because if you go back in the past and we're the same age, then that fucks up all the time space continuum, and like our kids wouldn't be born and all that weird shit.
Right.
We've all watched Back to the Future. You know that.
They're a disappearing picture at this point.
Yeah. So, man, I think the future, if I had to pick.
How far into the future, though? We talking like 50 years, 100
I would-
years,
no,
1,000
I would-
years?
You know, that would be interesting. You could do like Doctor Who and just go like crazy and go like 1,000 years, you know?
I've never watched Doctor Who. That's kind of the.
Oh,
There's
really?
there's a couple of dark spots on my movie TV watching, career.
David Tennant is the only season you should watch. David Tennant. He's the real doctor.
He's the real doctor?
He's in my book. He's the best doctor. How about that?
I have a brother-in-law and sister-in-law who are insanely into this, and they're big fans of the new one. Apparently, the lady doctor.
Haven't seen the new one, but
is Nurse Who? Is that?
Yeah.
Nurse. I get it.
Women can be doctors?
Women,
Oh
chamber,
my God.
sir. Women can
I'm
be
very
doctors.
pro ladies, but I
I'm
thought it was a funny
pro-ladies.
joke.
Yeah.
That's good. That was a
I'm
good
on the
one.
record. Nurse Who is a funny joke.
That was good.
Hilarious.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if I answered, but yeah.
Yeah. What,
I don't know.
We're going,
Honestly, I have no idea. I
Future
think
1,000 years.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm going to say I always felt like I wanted to just dip into the 70s for just like a tiny bit. But I don't think I want to stay there.
That was a crazy time.
That was a good time. That was a lot of like free love, no AIDS, lots of cocaine. I'm in.
Listen though, in the future, in 1,000 years, they might have cured like aging. So if right now, if I'm like at this age and I could go and then be like, okay, you're like, you don't have to age anymore. That would be great. Because
that'd be fine.
who wants
I'd be
to
okay
keep
with that.
aging, you know? Who wants to get older? No, not me.
Not me. Not me. All right. Next question.
Okay.
Would you rather live in the country or live in the city?
Well, there you go. That's another one.
We just got back from New York, and I absolutely love New York.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
I do think you would get sick of it after a while. So I think that everyone needs to...
gotta have both, I think.
Yeah. I think everyone needs a little bit of balance. Like, you need a city place and a country place.
Yeah, I agree with that. But if
you
had
Bitcoin rich, we're going to have a country home and a city home.
I feel like everyone should. I mean...
There's pros and cons to both. Like, we live in a very, country setting right now, even though we're in Knoxville. It's very secluded where we're at, so we have a lot of privacy. We're just surrounded by trees. But New York, man, or like a city, and I love when we go to downtown Knoxville. It's not a huge city or anything, but I just love being able to walk to everything.
Yeah, we still have the fantasy of just walking out of your building.
Don't need a car. You'd be healthier because you walk everywhere.
Yeah.
And
what constitutes a city? How many people would you say need to be in an area to be classified as a city? I live in Canada, so our cities are a little smaller.
I have no idea what the numbers are.
You can be a 25,000 person city, I think, in Canada.
I don't even know what Knoxville has, but I liked New York. It was just so extreme. It's just people everywhere, and to me, I went probably 10 years ago, and then when I was a little earlier than that, and it just seems like it's just gotten better. It's just cleaner, and people are happier overall. Traveling was pleasant.
Well, you went into the sweet spot. I used to go to New York a lot, but you just went in May, right?
We were just there 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
May, April, May is the best time to visit New York.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the urine smell yet from the
no.
Right.
Well, there's plenty of urine smell in the subway, but it rained the whole entire time.
That was the only problem. And I had
we were there.
Yeah, I had a thing scheduled, a run in the park, and luckily that morning it did not rain, but it pretty much rained the entire time.
It was sunny and beautiful the day we checked out.
Yeah, the day we checked out, beautiful weather.
You guys went didn't you guys go on a big run with a bunch of people?
Yeah, that's what we did. That's what I was talking about. We had a thing with Block Party. We did a run in the park.
The weather broke for that. It was still overcast, but it was not rainy, and then afterwards it rained. So
it was this little break in the weather just so we could run. So
And were you right in Central Park as well?
Yeah, we ran right in Central Park is beautiful. I had never been. It was so awesome. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So once basically what we're saying is once we're crypto rich,
yes,
we're gonna have a house in the country.
Oh yeah,
and a condo in the city. Not a full blown house. I think
I mean, I don't even think they have houses.
A nice apartment. You know what I mean? A nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah. Well, you know what, guys? That about does it for me. I'm out of questions.
Okay.
I want to give you guys time. I know you had mentioned a couple of things that you guys have been working on, but I'm going to give you the floor to talk about any of the projects you're working on, any of the, obviously reiterate the podcast as well. I know you got a couple of shows. So, floor is yours.
We've got CTMZ Live, which is our show with our friends, Voice of Crypto and Bitcoin Beggar. We've got SoCal Crypto coming on the show tomorrow, actually.
Friend of the show, SoCal.
Yes.
Big fan.
I've been following him since I got on Twitter, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
Tamara and I do Euclid Oaks Morning Coffee. It's also a live show, and we just chat about whatever and drink coffee. We also do a show. Now that we're trying to travel more, we do a show out of our car. We do a car cast.
It's the car cast.
And we record it and we tweet it out, and it's pretty fun. But
when you're on the road, you have the best conversations.
Yeah, we just record those and we have a podcast. The best way to find out all the stuff we're up to is just go to our website, euclidoaks.com.
What about something else we might be up to?
We are headed to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
To hang out with some people.
Yeah, we're going to be kicking it with the McAfees in the Bahamas here July
4th.
Yeah, in July. So that's exciting.
Yes.
And we're going to go with
John?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to go with a crew of our friends.
Can't wait to meet Janice.
Wendio and Ken Bosak and Brecky. We're going to go and with some other friends, and we're all going to just go bananas.
We're going to get a house together.
You guys were the last ones we were missing. We've had all those people on the show. Now we finally had the crypto power couple to finish the set. So
Yeah.
But so that we're probably going to do a run in the Bahamas there too. Run with Euclid in
like on the
Bahamas.
beach or something, maybe.
So
you're inspiring me, by the way, to get in better shape because I tell you, I have let myself go.
I have too. Yeah.
I used to be a peak performing athlete. Maybe a little less than peak performing, but
what did you do?
Multiple sports. I was in a football, baseball, basketball, track.
Oh, wow.
I loved it all.
Wow. Okay.
And then
Kids
smoking pot. Kids smoking. Well, you know what? I smoked pot and played all those things too. So
right, you got to blame the kids. It's all the kids.
It's definitely the kids and my wife.
Blame the wife.
Yeah, it's mostly my wife's fault. I love her, but she feeds me baked goods consistently.
Yeah,
and she has like a thyroid problem where she doesn't gain an ounce of weight.
Oh my gosh,
and I hate her. But yeah, no, she keeps me well fed. But I got to start exercising. I got to start running again. So you keep putting those videos out. You're going to inspire me one day, and one day you'll. Maybe I'll put out a video where I'm running and dying on the concrete.
Well, we don't want to see you dying.
Well, thanks for having us on the show, man. That was awesome. You and we've been friends on Twitter for a long time.
I feel like there are very few people that I'm like I would be friends with you in real life.
Definitely.
And you guys are definitely in that category. I also put my buddy Dumb in that category.
Oh my god, love Dumb.
So just some good folks, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Good people.
So, but thank you very much for coming on. It was a solo show. It went exactly how I expected it to go.
Okay.
And that's my favorite type of show where Bunch is not here holding me down,
right?
Constraining me.
I hear you.
So, I like this free flowing conversation. So thank you very much for coming on.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And that is it. And I will sign off by saying, don't get wrecked. And that is financial advice. Hey everyone, it's Chamber here. If you're interested in accumulating Bitcoin, you need to check out Lolli. That's Lolli. You can find them at lolli.com and on Twitter at TryLolli. Lolli is a free browser extension that lets you earn Bitcoin when you shop online. For every purchase at one of the Lolli merchants, you can earn up to 30% Bitcoin back directly to your wallet. Lolli has partnered with over 500 merchants, including Jet, Overstock, SeatGeek, and Priceline. Lolli is safe and completely free to use. And it's a great way to earn and share Bitcoin with family and friends. Don't miss out on your chance to accumulate more Bitcoin for the next bull run. Check it out at lolli.com. That's LOLLI.com and on Twitter at TryLolli.